Yo, test. What's going on? Yeah, okay, we rolling, man. What's going on? YouTube? Appreciate y'all for checking in on my channel. Out here trucking. We out here, baby. I just actually got finished for the day, man. Headed to the yard. It's a dub for the day, man. Early bird catches the worm. And speaking of early bird, I just wanted to do a quick video today. Like I said, my content is primarily the most part is going to be geared towards people that's thinking about getting into the industry, people that's already in truck driving school, and people that just started, 1, 2, 3 months of experience or whatever. There's two things that's very, very, very important to think about, before you start thinking about coming into this industry. If you are, listen, if you're a person that's all of your life, all throughout grade school, middle school, high school, college or no college, I don't know if you went to college or not, and you started going out, having your first couple of jobs or whatever after school, if your body has been conditioned for the last 20, 30 something years to get up at like 7 in the morning or 6:30, 6 in the morning, maybe 5:30 at the earliest, you're gonna have to do some serious self-reflection, some meditation, and strongly consider the fact that what you're about to get into, because in trucking, man, unless you already know that you're coming in it and you're gonna be doing like a PM shift where you're starting at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that, then all right, cool. That's something totally different. But other than that, if you're gonna be on a morning schedule, unless you working for like a union or something like that, you're gonna be starting early, man. I'm talking there's gonna be 1 o'clock starts, sometimes 12 in the morning. 2 o'clock starts. The first, well, not my first, but one of the first gigs that I had got into, man, I had to report at the yard every morning at 2 o'clock in the morning, man, and like my body just wasn't used to that at all, man. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you a quick story about my very first job, man. I worked for this company on the East Coast. Shout out to CT, even though they did me dirty, boss. CT is Coastal Transportation. I mean, it's a cool company to start off with to get your feet wet, but me personally, I wouldn't recommend it as far as like being there long term, unless that's your thing. I don't know, maybe in the South, that's something different. But I run the Northeast region, and you got to be ready to be about that action, running up that Jersey Turnpike, going into New York, Connecticut, and stuff like that. It's a serious business when it comes to that. But anyway, I started out with CT, right? And I was going to be a regional driver. So you can be a local driver. A local driver is basically just a driver that he goes out, he runs his route, he come back home, he home every day. Now, local does not mean you're going to be running within like, your area that's like maybe 20, 30 miles around the way. I mean, sometimes there is cases that you may do that, but for the most part, when these companies talk about local, they're simply saying you're just going to be home every day. That's all that means. Then you got regional drivers. Most regional drivers, like for me, for instance, I was a regional driver here on the Northeast part of the country. So I basically ran as far south as Florida and as far north as like New Hampshire or something like that. But they'll either start you off in one direction, like on Monday, work you, then in the middle of the week they start slowly bringing you back so you can be home on the weekend. So you're gonna be gone, you're gonna be on the road over the whole week, but you'll be back on the weekends, okay? And then you got your over the road drivers. Those guys, man, they do city to city, state to state. They run all pretty much all the states in the US, and those guys they're gone for 2, 3, 4 weeks sometimes. sometimes longer. Sometimes you got guys that just stay out there. You know what I mean? But anyway, I was a regional driver with Coastal, and it just so happened that in the city that I live in, we actually got a home terminal there. So CT, you guys really screwed me. I got triggered just now. Y'all have to forgive me. I got triggered with Coastal because they did me dirty. But yeah, I was a regional driver. They stuck me with a local trainer. This local trainer, cool as I don't know what, man. Shout out to Mr. P. He cool as I don't know what. But he just happened to run to Brooklyn, New York every day. We go to Brooklyn, come back, then do something short, then we done for the day. But the first time he called me and was like, "Yeah, man, we getting ready to meet. All right, I need you to meet me at the yard at 10." I was like 10 in the morning. He's like, "No, man, 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Because this place they start receiving from like 10 p.m. to 4 o'clock in the morning. We going to Brooklyn." I'm like, "Are you serious?" So yeah, man, like that right there was a major shock to my body because I was used to working up at like 6 in the morning every morning. And I've done that for basically all of my life. And then to go there and just all of a sudden have to switch schedules like that, my body could not handle that, man. I remember my third day, I actually overslept. And I missed that day of training because he was calling my phone. And I was knocked out. I couldn't get used to it. But then, they was like, "Yo, man, we got a lot of drivers out here waiting for training. So, if that happened again, we got to hire and fire you, whatever." But I never let that happen again. All I'm saying is, you guys gonna have to like mentally prepare yourselves because you may get stuck, in a situation like that where you might have to start that late. But once I got on my own, I think I was starting at like 4 in the morning. But there's, like I said, with the other company I was with, sometimes, all the time I was coming in the yard at 2 o'clock in the morning, man. And so this brings me to my next point that I was trying to express to you guys. Not only is it early morning start times if you're going to be on the AM shift, so you're going to have to get used to that and mentally prepare for that, and physically prepare for that, because you got to build your endurance up. But then the hours, man, in trucking, like when you sit here and think about it, every business, everybody gets their products, for the most part. The overwhelming majority of businesses in this country get their products by some way, some form of somebody delivering it, whether it's on a big truck like what we drive or a smaller truck. But trucking is 24 hours around the clock. There's always people on the road moving freight from city to city, state to state. There's always freight being moved non-stop, man, 365 days a year. So a lot of these companies, they gonna run you. And when I say run you, I mean they gonna run the hell out you, man. Like, as you guys may know, especially if you guys are coming in, we're only allowed to work 14 hours in a day. And there's a lot of companies, man, if they can squeeze 14 out you every day, they're going to squeeze 14 out there every day. I mean, you basically a number and a body to them. They need somebody in that truck moving, and getting that freight moved, you know what I mean? Which, I understand it's business. People got businesses running all that, but still, it's like, we ain't robots, man. We human beings, man. That can take a toll on your mind and your body. So I'm telling you, think people thinking about trucking or the newbies that's just getting into it, they ain't really get their feet wet. You guys are gonna be working some long hours. Now, I'm gonna try to explain something to you. There's a transportation company. There's a distribution company, and there's a manufacturing company. I'm going to try my best to explain the difference between the three. Now, most of you guys who starting out, the fact that you don't got no experience, you literally wet behind the ears, you're fresh out, just hop straight off the porch. You have no experience at all. Most of you guys are going to be going with a transportation company. A transportation company makes their money by moving freight. So they are on the load boards. They're getting freight from this broker. They're getting freight from that broker. They may have something worked out with like on like a dedicated account or something like that. They may have something worked out. Well, like let's say a Home Depot, and you know that's all they do. They move their product. Most people, they just go on a load board, and you know they booking loads, running guys. In other words, they don't make shit, and they're not a big distribution facility where they have a lot of product themselves, and they have to get that product to smaller companies in the stores throughout different towns and cities or whatever. So that's one of the worst. That's one of the worst. I guess lanes that you can be in by working for strictly a transportation company. The only reason why I say that because, like I said, they're gonna run you. They go 12 to 14 hours. You can almost bank on running like that. You know, you can basically be running hard every day. You know what I mean? Now you got manufacturing companies. Let's say an example of a manufacturing company is like I would say GAF. GAF, they manufacturing shingles that go on your roof. They actually have a plant, throughout several different places in the U.S. and they got the sand, they got the asphalt, they got the limestone, all that stuff, all that raw material. I mean, they actually got raw material there, and they actually do whatever kind of concoction that they do. Boom, they make the shingles, they package everything up, boom, and so you can work for a company like that, and they're pretty much concerned with just getting their product delivered to different customers. All right, they're not searching, on load boards trying to get outside work. Like, no, they making it work. They the plug for real. You know what I mean? So you can do something like that, and like I said, a distribution company is a big facility that houses a lot of product. And so those two, manufacturing and distribution company, me personally, that's probably like the best bet to go if you don't want to get ran like a slave. You know what I mean? But if you like running 14 hours a day, by all means, go ahead and do your thing. But nah, man, I've been in this industry, only for 2015. Since 2015, I put my time in. All that running hard and that 14 hours a day every day. Nah, man, that kind of wore me out. And when I did that too, I actually had a newborn. My daughter had just got born at that time, so that was taken away from time with her, time with my family, and like, nah, man, it was rough. So yeah, man, think about those two things. Hopefully, you guys save this video. Especially if you, you actually, like, let's say you're still in school or you about to graduate, or maybe you in orientation or something like that. Just keep that in mind, man. Early morning starts if you're going to be on the AM shift, and trucking is long hours because, like I said, man, we basically the backbone of this nation. You know what I mean? I remember when 2020 happened, everybody shut down. No, not truckers. Truckers was moving this because who's going to deliver your food? Who's going to deliver your all your medical products? You know what I mean? Who's going to deliver your building materials? Like trucking don't stop. Trucks gotta we gotta run. We gotta keep these wheels turning. That's how we make our money. That's how these companies get paid. So that's just something to think about, man. I'm actually almost at the yard, so I'm about to shut down because, like I said, I started at 3. It's going to be a nice early day for me. I probably put like, maybe like 9 hours or something. I give you 9, I give you 10. That 14, no, it's just cancel Christmas with that 14, baby. So, hey, man, remember to like, share, subscribe. This is Out Here Trucking. Really appreciate you guys for tuning into my channel, man, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.